This is a special edition of Conspiracy This Week. We have a fabulous guest today. Mr. Chris Spivey is on the program. Now, Chris is a tattoo artist, I believe, and also a journalist, and he has a fantastic website. So I invite you to go see it. It's www.chrisspivey.co.uk. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mr. Chris Spivey. How the hell are you, man?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
Awesome. So, you're out of London, right? In that area, general area?
Yeah, about 50 miles away.
Oh, okay, well, that's close
The
enough.
home counties, we call it over here, Dave.
That's close enough to those skanks there in the Buckingham Palace, I guess.
Too close, mate. Far too close.
So why don't you give the listeners a little bit of an idea about how you got started in this stuff and what you're about, and give a little plug for your website again, like I just did, and take it from there, man.
Well, like most people, it was sort of 9/11 that really got me started, and it just sort of grew from there. You know, I'm kind of obsessive when it comes to knowledge, Dave. You know, and I tend to throw myself in the things 100%, and it just sort of grew and grew. And then I started writing for the Sovereign Independent newspaper, which was the biggest independent newspaper in Southern Ireland, just like in features for them, you know.
Right.
And one of the fellow who read my stuff, who lived by me, he, unbeknownst to me, set me up a website and sort of sent it as a birthday present.
Oh, nice.
And it just sort of went from there, you know. I started writing just about anything that got on my nerves, basically, and more and more people got interested.
Well, that's interesting because, you know, a lot of people that are in this movement actually got involved in it with 9/11. There's several people that I usually deal with and have interviewed on my show and stuff, and some legends actually in this whole conspiracy thing. Jack Blood is one, and that's what triggered him. So obviously people are not as dumb as what they want you to be, and people are able to start understanding that there's another motive to these fucking things that are going on, and it's not just cut and dry and we'll take your shit for what it is. There's always something behind it, right?
To a certain extent, Dave. I mean, myself, I've never liked being told what to do anyway, you know?
Right.
And I always kind of had this feeling of things wasn't right. This is like, you know, from a very, very young age, you know?
Right.
And that manifested itself in I sort of got in quite a bit of trouble as a teenager, you know, and I was sort of written off as a no-hoper, you know?
Okay.
So I've always been a little bit aware, whereas it seems to me the majority of people, especially I can only speak for the UK, obviously,
right.
But it seems to me that people have got their heads that far up their fucking arses, mate, that there's no hope for us, you know?
Right.
I mean, take this royal baby,
right.
George Rothschild, whatever his name is. You know, and we've got people handing Prince Charles cards with £10 notes in them.
Right.
You know, and this is like the family are trillionaires. You know, they could end world poverty 10 times over and still be trillionaires. You know,
right.
And they're giving them £10. Well, we've got people who are cutting their throats in job centres because they're having their benefits slashed by the uncaring government, you know, right. and it's just ridiculous. I mean, if you want to give £10 to a child in need, a child in one of these hostels that's dying of cancer, that would be worthwhile. Giving £10 to the most pampered child in the world who is going to grow up to despise you is absolute fucking lunacy, mate.
Right. Well, you know what? I mean, isn't it like a zombie nation anyways? I mean, haven't we gotten past this fucking royal shit that's going on. We're in 2013 and we're still bowing down to some clown because
waving stupid little plastic flags and standing out in the rain for hours. I mean, if you read the papers, that we've had photographers camped outside the St Mary's Hospital for 3 weeks, and that's 3 weeks minimum. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? What do they fucking do all day?
I don't know. I mean, they must have a pretty good budget there to have these clowns out there every fucking day, just sitting there waiting for. It's almost like the Pope. They're waiting for the smoke to come out. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know I'm talking now, mate. It's thunder and lightning here. I don't know if you heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is absolutely ridiculous, Dave. Absolutely. Well, I did see a survey a little while ago that 60% of people in the UK were now anti-royal. How accurate that is or not, I can't say. I mean, certainly, I have a large following, and they're all on the same wavelength as me, so I'm sort of preaching to the converted,
Right.
But it's really hard to say. As far as I can say, I still see big crowds outside Buckingham Palace waving their stupid little flags at this family that absolutely detests them, and won't have a word said against them.
It's just it's a total brainwashing. It's an incredible brainwashing that's been going on for actually forever. I mean, these people haven't stayed in power bloodline-wise without being smart and without being able to psychologically manipulate people and use their money and their power to just keep these masses at bay and just keep them slobbering over them. It's absolutely incredible.
Absolutely. I mean, the mainstream media is a mighty powerful machine.
Right.
And if people read it in the mainstream media, if it's in the mainstream media, then it must be right. And there's no deviating away from that. Say the BBC meant to be unbiased.
Right.
That's a joke in itself. All the BBC is like a paedophile's paradise, mate.
Right.
But very biased, and they tell us the royals are great, and the royals are well adjusted, and they're value for money, and you think, for fuck's sake, would you shut up? But
Right.
people buy into it hook, line, and sinker.
Well, I don't know what the answer is with that myself. I mean, other than people, you would think that just with the internet and the amount of rumors that go on and just people just surfing every day, you would think that after being bombarded with it, this movement has really grown, exposing all these fuckers. And you would think that people would just click on something and say, you know what, maybe there's something to that. I mean, maybe something is going on, and if these people, especially the Queen and Prince Fuck there, Dumbo, with his fucking huge ears,
big ears, yeah.
If they don't come out anywhere and try to defend themselves, especially on let's say, for example, a site like yours where you're putting out some shit there, it's pretty damaging, So that just tells me if they don't come after anybody at any time who's putting out scandalous things about them then it must be true. I mean, let's face it. I would be after people if somebody was fucking lambasting me with shit everywhere, and I knew that it wasn't true, man. I'd be trying to clear my name. But
you would be, but then people just who are totally brainwashed, they just sort of dismiss me and others as the tinfoil hat wearing brigade,
Well, that's
I won't wear a tinfoil hat, Dave, because it'd scratch my head.
They've actually been able to do things, and
so
you've obviously heard of Alex Jones and that, so I don't know what your take is on him personally, but in my opinion, I mean, he probably does about 80% of what he says is valid and factual there, but they make him look like a total fucking asshole, especially on the BBC. I'm sure you saw that.
Did you see that? I was just about to say to you, did you see that one on the BBC?
Yes, I did.
At the Bilderberg meeting?
Right.
Now, I criticised Alex Jones when he appeared on Piers Morgan's radio show.
Right.
Not like a TV show, CNN, as I believe it was.
Right.
And Piers Morgan made him look like a complete twat, to be honest. And all I said was Alex Jones should have known better, because Piers Morgan is a pompous prat anyway, and Alex Jones should have had the experience to know what he was in for and counteract that. But all he did, he started off okay, and then all of a sudden, for no apparent reason, he just launched into this tirade against Piers Morgan, and sounded like a raving lunatic. And as far as I can see, if there was any case for banning guns, Alex Jones didn't sort of help it.
Right.
Although he says different. Well, that's all I said on wrote about him. I just sort of said, I think he could have handled it better.
Right.
And I got an awful lot of criticism for saying that, and it wasn't a criticism of Alex Jones or the work that he's done in the past, or the work that he continues to do. It was just based solely on that performance.
Right.
And then when he did it again on the BBC, and Andrew Neil made him look like twat. He made himself look like twat as well by mimicking it, sort of like doing the Looney Tunes thing.
Right.
I said it again, and when Alex Jones, because Alex Jones is the name, when he speaks, he sort of speaks for all of us, and how he acts is how others are perceived in the alternative media, like myself, and I think he could have. He has the knowledge and he has the brains to not need to go into a rant and come across like a raving madman,
Right.
And I don't think that it does us any good whatsoever when he does it. I say because it doesn't just reflect on Alex Jones; it reflects on all of us. And we're all tarred with the same brush, hence, the tinfoil hat wearing nuts,
Right.
So, apart from that, I have the greatest respect for Alex Jones. Like you say, 80% of what he puts out is probably right.
Now, I just don't know where he comes from when it comes to his backing and his financing, because the one thing that I have an issue with, I mean, if you go back in his history a little bit, he was able to get David the Rothschild on his show. Now, I don't know how anybody can score that, one of the Rothschilds on his show, other than some kind of connection, because the last place that David the Rothschild wants to go is on an Alex Jones show, other than to make him look like a total fucking asshole. But he was there, and he had a 15-20 minute interview with him, and bouncing back and forth about the, his carbon tax and all that stuff, and he was calling him Red Shield and all this shit, But I don't know. I mean, for me, it doesn't make sense, And how does he get on CNN, and how does he get on all these networks?
He gets a lot of mainstream media work.
Exactly.
But then again, he does get a lot of mainstream media work, but. I say, by the same token, by doing so, he's in a position to, sort of represent us all, and being in that position, having that responsibility, he should be more, shall we say, careful how he presents himself.
Right.
That is my gripe. I mean, I don't want to. Sort of getting into the territory, where we're slagging people down, because that's not my thing. And I say, Alex Jones, if it wasn't for Alex Jones, many of us wouldn't be here today anyway,
Well, yes, for sure. Woken up.
And in saying that, he's probably bigger in your neck of the woods than he is over here. I mean, over here, the main man is David Icke, obviously.
Right.
I don't know what kind of figures Alex Jones gets over here, but he's nowhere near as big as David Icke,
Right.
So, to be honest, I mean, I don't even look what Alex Jones gets up to. I just don't have the time, Dave,
Right. Now, David Icke is having a new TV show, right? I mean, he's having a new
Yeah, The People's Voice, yeah.
Yeah, are you going to be involved in that, or?
And a lot of people have said look forward to hearing me on The People's Voice, but
okay.
the truth is, Dave, I haven't been asked yet.
Okay.
I believe that David thinks that I'm okay, because he often republishes my work on his website.
Right.
So I don't think he's got a problem with me, but the truth is, no one's asked me.
Okay.
So I really couldn't say.
All right. Well, you'd be a welcome addition, obviously, to a show. You probably have to drop a few of the F-bombs that you do there. Does he reprint your articles?
I mean, we had this discussion beforehand, Dave, didn't we? I said swearing all right, swearing not all right. You know, I can do either.
Right.
It just depends. If swearing's not allowed, I just pretend I'm talking to my mother.
Right. Exactly. No, but when he reprints your articles, does he? Because sometimes your articles have some stuff in them that's a little bit brash.
They all do. Yeah. No. What he does is print the first two lines with a picture, and then it'll link straight to my site. You click on the link and links to my. A couple of times he's changed the titles of the pieces that I've called, but it's only a couple of lines, and then a link straight to them.
Right. We're going to come up on our first break, but after the break, I want to get into some of the royal family stuff, and obviously the little Antichrist that was born this week. And several other things and we can talk about. So right after the break, we'll kick back into it. We are back on Conspiracy This Week with our very special guest, Mr. Chris Spivey. And before the break, I had asked you about the famous birth in England, and I'd like you to go into details and maybe have some scoops on this and what the repercussions are going to be for this little wonder of the world.
I mean, the first we knew she was pregnant was, of course, when she went into hospital on the 3rd of December, 2012, wasn't it? And then we had the Australian prank phone call, which was the most probably see-through prank you could ever try to achieve, get away with. Right. And the nurse, Jacinta Saldana, she committed suicide over it, didn't she?
Right.
Or so we are told.
Exactly.
Now, at the time, the newspapers were kind of guessing that they said she was definitely under 12 weeks pregnant. The Daily Mirror printed that she was 8 weeks pregnant. So if you take it somewhere in between 10 weeks, that kind of, by the time she gave birth last Monday, that would have put her at 45 weeks pregnant. But I did see another article that categorically stated that she went in for artificial insemination in mid-September, which would put the dates about right.
Wow.
Now, why she went in for artificial insemination, it was anybody's guess, but certainly the news about the morning sickness at the time, I say beginning of last December, 2012, didn't ring true. And I know there is a condition where morning sickness gets really, really bad, but she looked far too healthy when she came out and far too healthy straight afterwards, and I don't believe it. And I did quite a lot of work on Jacinta Saldana and the alleged suicide. Right. And that doesn't make sense. Of course, we're still waiting for the inquest, which I believe is in September now. They had the preliminaries a while back, and the family was reported in the newspapers as saying, like, that they can't afford a barrister to kind of challenge the findings.
Okay.
Well, as far as I'm aware, it was published in all the media over here that the Australian radio station had given them at least £500,000, and so quite why they can't afford a barrister, I don't know, but we'll see in September, I guess, Dave, won't we?
Right. Now, I didn't get a look at the kid's ears there, so does he have big ears like Charles or what?
Well, someone did actually send me a photograph, actually, saying this has got to be photoshopped. And certainly, looking at the width of the head, he's either going to be a genius or it was photoshopped, that's for sure, yeah.
Well, artificial insemination, that's pretty scary. I mean, what's the deal on that royal-wise, bloodline-wise, is that? I mean, obviously, where in the past it couldn't have happened, but that's probably the first test tube king you're going to have, I would say. No.
Well, according to Greg Allett, you know Greg Allett, I take it, yeah.
Yes.
The New Zealand investigator.
Right.
According to Greg Allett, the Queen is Winston Churchill's daughter.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, according to Greg Allett. Now, Greg Allett, I don't dismiss anything he says for the simple fact that last year I wrote a fairly successful article called Monsters Incorporated,
okay,
which delved into the royal family and the paternity of Andrew and Edward in particular, because after the birth of Anne, the Queen is alleged to have said that she'll never sleep with Philip again because of his continual affairs. Now, the mainstream media actually backs this up by saying that the Queen doesn't speak to him because of a duty. She's too busy and all that stuff and nonsense, which is bollocks.
Maybe it was his Nazi pedophilia. No, maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah, but so I went into all this, the paternity of Andrew and Edward and other stuff on the royal family. And then I happened to catch a Greg Allett article sometime afterwards, and he was saying the exact same things that I was. And I'd never heard of Greg Allett at this time, So for that reason, I don't dismiss what Greg Allett says out of hand, and he says that Winston Churchill was certainly very prominent and not what people think he was. I don't dismiss it. I mean, after all, the Queen Mother's husband, Bertie, he was known as Backwards Bertie, wasn't he? The slow one, they called him. And forget about all that old bollocks that you see in the film The King's Speech, because that is bollocks and propaganda, and for inbreeding and whatnot. I say, he was meant to be borderline retarded. So I don't dismiss what Greg Allett says about Winston Churchill being the Queen's father.
Wow, that's interesting stuff. So what about what's in line for this kid? I mean, what are the chances? I mean, obviously it has to do with fate and if these people, how they live and that. But what are the chances that this kid's going to be king? What's the scuttlebutt with the Queen? Is she ever going to give this fucking thing up, or is she just? Well,
once he does become king, of course we have the first Jewish king on the throne, don't we?
Right.
Or openly Jewish thing on the throne, because the Jewish faith is passed down through the mother, isn't it? And Kate Middleton is actually Kate Goldsmith, so hence this young George, whatever his name is, he's Jewish. So we have sort of like a Jewish king who is the head of the Church of England. Work that one out, mate.
Right, but don't they have ties to Israel going way back? I mean, I haven't really studied the royal family in depth like that, but obviously we know about the Rothschilds and they're Jewish and coming over to London and that, and starting up the Bank of London and all this stuff there. So there is a connection with this elitism and this powerful hierarchy to Israel, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, all of the Prime Minister and the Shadow Prime Minister and all the cabinet, they're all Zionists. They all take their orders off Israel. And I've just finished. Well, I haven't actually even finished it yet. I'm reading John Hamer's The Falsification of History, and he goes into this in quite a big way. And I think it was Ariel Sharon who said, that we own America, and don't you worry about that. Whatever we say, America will do, and that. He's just about the same for England.
Right. So they haven't obviously won any independence, even though they believe in 1776 that they did, right? They're still in the grasp.
No, of course not. It all comes down to corporations, doesn't it? And America's a corporation, isn't it?
Right.
And of course, Washington is like the city of London. They are a country within a country.
Right.
You know. So no, the Americans aren't independent. I can't say how the Americans perceive their government and whatnot. I do have a few American followers who comment on the site, and from the impression I get, they're as sickened as what their government's doing as what our government's doing, you know.
Right.
But I can't speak for America as a whole, but if it's anything like England, you know, they just accept it and go along with it.
Right. Well, here in Canada, I mean, obviously we're still under the grasp of England. I mean, the Queen has.
I was going to ask you actually, how is the Queen perceived over there?
Well, from where I come from, she's not very well liked because it's Quebec. So Quebec is France, you know.
French.
It's mostly French speaking. It's probably 85% French speaking. In the rest, I guess it varies in the rest of Canada, but certainly here in Quebec, she's not well liked at all. That's guaranteed.
Yeah.
But
good. Good.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, after the Jacinta Saldana suicide, and then the revelation. Do you know Jimmy Savile? Because I was talking to Greg Eastwood about telling him about Jimmy Savile, and he didn't have a clue who he was. But do you know about Jimmy Savile?
Yes. Isn't he the guy
the
who had
DJ,
and he had a kids show and all that, and the pedophile king there?
That's it, yeah. And certainly after that broke, because Jimmy Savile was very well in with the royal family, and when he died, and you know, the royal family was coming out and expressing sympathy and whatnot, and then of course it broke that he was this, you know, notorious paedophile, you know, fucking dead bodies and whatnot.
Right.
And you know, handicapped and little children. Plus he was exposed as a devil worshipper. So the royal family, you know, sort of withdrew their support, shut up very quickly, and then went. We had this mass media campaign, you know, where there was reporting on every single little thing that the Queen and drug eaters and whatnot was getting up to, you know, and he got really ridiculous. You could tell it was just, you know, a damage limitation exercise.
Right. But wasn't David Icke, like 15, 20 years ago, wasn't he talking about Jimmy Savile and the pedophilia ring and the Prince Charles? And
I was saying he was a paedophile about a year before he died.
Okay.
And David Icke has been saying it for years, since about at least since 1999, if not before.
Exactly. Yeah.
But of course, if it's not in the mainstream media, Dave,
right,
it's not true. You know,
right.
I say just the rantings of a madman, and all these little, you know, when it was sort of exposed, and you say, well, we did tell you, it's taken no notice of, you know, that's all by the by and gets buried under the carpet.
Right.
But people are slowly listening, very slowly, and not quick enough. And to be honest, I say this royal birth has just sickened me. You know, it makes me want to puke. Especially as I seen, you know, people giving cards with £10 notes in for the baby, you know, to granddad juggies.
Right.
And I just think we got no fucking hope, mate. You know, if they cannot see, you know, what these people are now, I'm not saying that, I know that they're Satanists, I know that they're paedophiles. I don't expect people to just grasp onto that and take it as read. Although if you've only got to look at the mainstream media and put certain reports together to realise that's true. But if they can't see that, you know, the Queen is fabulously wealthy, but the richest woman in the world,
right, and
she could end world poverty and not miss the money, but she doesn't, you know, and the fact that, well, Why doesn't she? Because she's fucking evil, mate. That's why. No other reason.
Right.
There's nothing gracious and there's nothing noble about a cunt whatsoever.
Right.
Do you know? And I just look at this outpouring. Oh, the baby. Oh, the baby. Oh, they call it George. Oh, they call it George. I can't believe they call it George. Do you know? And I think, you stupid fucking tosspots. You know, wake up. But they're not waking up, Dave. And we've only got so long before it's end game, you know?
Right.
And it's quite obvious. I don't know what you know about this. Can you hear that thunder?
Yeah.
I don't know what you know about this this Woolwich, which they initially called a terrorist incident, but wasn't a terrorist incident at all.
Right. I was going to ask you about that, actually. That was my next point. This beheading that went on in your neck of the woods there.
Yeah, well, that was all Boston, wasn't it? I'm working on a new Boston article at the moment, but the American government didn't even try hard on Boston, did they?
No.
At least they put a bit of effort into 9/11. But Boston is that transparent. It ought to be glass. The same with our Boston, this Woolwich hoax, and it is a hoax. That people can't see through it is sickening, shall we say? You know, because it is transparent, Dave. It is blatantly transparent. Yeah, I'm reading comments. I mean, obviously, I see where the traffic from my side comes from, you know, and if there's suddenly a mass, 300 or 400 or 500 people from one place, I look and see what this place is.
Right. And
one was a military forum, and they're calling me a crank, and you think, and it's quite obvious that they haven't even read the plan. I mean, I know people have short attention spans,
right.
and my articles are quite long, but they're very detailed. Do you know? And you think, if you fucking read it, instead of just being quick to fucking criticise,
right.
then you might fucking learn something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they don't. They read the first few lines. Oh, fuck me, this is long. I can't read all this, but it must be bollocks, you know. And then, that Chris Spivey fucking nutcase, mate.
Right.
But fucking read it, and you see who the fucking nutcases are.
It's easier to attack. It's just an ad hominem attack.
Well, of course it is, you know. And then there was another load of traffic from this other. I can't remember what the fucking forum was, but it was. And I particularly liked the bit where he said the woman disappeared behind the truck. And I mean, oh, fuck me, I don't remember fucking writing that. Do you know what I mean? A woman disappearing from behind the truck. And you just think, what are you fucking reading, fella? Do you know? And I know it's not my writing, because I purposely make my writing easy to understand. And if anything, I over-explain things, knowing that a few people are not too bright. So I over-explain things to make things simple to people, do you know?
Right.
So there's no way that they can misconstrue what I'm saying without wanting to misconstrue what I'm saying. Do you know? And I say, you come back and, I like this bit about you saying, the woman disappeared behind the truck. As if, a UFO would swallow the others. I mean, you mean, fucking get a life, mate. But
that's the way that they attack you. They make you sound like a lunatic. And I've had several people that do that too on my show. It's crazy.
Someone emailed me actually, and if people are polite, I will email them back. If they're just rude, I just discard it.
Right.
But I had a chap email me and said I was very disrespectful to Lee Rigby by calling him a dog. Well, I could, I've gone a lot further than call him a dog.
Right.
And he said, if anybody had the time, they could take your evidence to pieces. So I replied to him, because, he was polite and whatnot. And I just said, as for Lee Rigby being a dog, I said, we got him, the mainstream media, Lee Rigby is the fellow, obviously, who was murdered in Woolwich, or allegedly murdered in Woolwich. And the mainstream media built him up to be a god. But where they had his wife, sobbing with his family in a press conference, saying that he was due up this week to so we can carry on our marriage because they'd separated. We was getting back together and whatnot. Okay. And then in the next fucking column, they're saying flying his fiancée home from Afghanistan. So you think, well, this fellow's fucking married, telling his wife he's getting back with her. Yeah. You're telling his fiancée that he fucking loves her who's over in Afghanistan. What would you call someone who was leading two women on, do you know? Yeah. And I said, as far as the actual main evidence is concerned, which is the important thing, not whether Lee Rigby was a soldier or wasn't a soldier, or whether indeed he existed or didn't exist. The important thing is the act itself, what took place on the 22nd of May in Woolwich. And I defy anybody to take my evidence apart. And that's how confident I am. I defy anyone, to explain what I point out now.
From what I know about that event, I've seen several videos and stuff. I think the most incredible thing is how these people, this guy would just, or both of them actually, just stand around for 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever the hell it was there, and just wait for somebody and do interviews, basically. Like here I am, I'm doing an interview, and I think on one interview, one video, the guy's hands were full of blood, and the other one, he had no blood on it. Is that possible?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. I've reached the conclusion that's a red herring, though, Dave. That the blood thing and that, like all false flags, 9/11, JFK. Straight away, the media puts forward a culprit, Princess Diana, Henry Paul, right. 9/11, Osama bin Laden, JFK, Lee Harvey Oswald.
Right.
Straight away, the name is put into the media. So we have these two clowns. You're going to make me say it. Ada Belojo and Ada Boyle. Right. Walking around, asking people to photograph them after they'd, which was originally reported as beheaded him.
Right.
Couldn't be further from the truth. They never beheaded him, but because straight away. Soldier beheaded on the streets of London, people buy into it. Hit you with all the facts very, very, very quickly. Hit you with who's to blame very, very quickly. Right. It sticks to people's mind. Typical false flag procedure,
Exactly.
And then we learned that, that you have this video, and this video was supposedly being filmed by one fella who got off the bus and didn't want to be identified. Well, the fact that he could have made a fucking fortune from him, don't come into it, but, okay, you've only got to look at the photos and the videos to know that it was filmed by at least 2, maybe 3 cameras. So, straight away, that this one fella just filming, being asked, is sort of bollocks. Then the question of the blood on the hands or not the blood on the hands, I think that was done as to deflect away from the real evidence, which I put forward in my article, The Drummer Man. Keep people arguing about whether he had blood on his hands or whether the videos was tampered with, because both videos were tampered with anyway, without a doubt. Also. You've got to say, well, why rely on someone else filming it if they want to be filmed? Why didn't they make a video beforehand, outlining what they intended to do and why they was doing it, or why didn't they film each other? Instead of we're supposed to believe that they hacked this soldier's head off, walking around with great big knives and meat cleavers, blood all over them, demanding to be filmed. Well, if someone come up to me who had, I'd just seen behead someone who had meat cleavers in his hand, demanding that I film him, my fucking hand would be shaking like a leaf, mate.
Exactly.
That's if you catch me.
Get the fuck out of there, lickety split, man. And you see, there's a woman in the video with a baby carriage walking by like it's a sunny day, and
once again, I think they're ready because there's 5 or 6 people walk past. It isn't just she had a shopping trolley, not baby buggy.
Okay.
To sort of, because all these things deflect from the real evidence, and the real evidence it was all scripted, and this is provable by following certain people in the videos that the Daily Mirror newspaper released. Now, to me, that was their biggest mistake, because someone like me, who like I say, is quite obsessive. Once I get my teeth into something, it gave me more information than anything else, even though it had been cut. Now you can track a woman who was immediately after identified as Tina Nimmo, but and they said she was a pub landlady. Well, I can tell you now, Tina Nimmo might be a pub landlady, but she's also a security service agent, because what she does is she walks to the top of the road where the bus is parked. Now, there's not a bus stop there either.
Okay.
So why was the bus parked there? It was there for no other reason than to block the road. And this bus was there specifically to carry the extras and the actors.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why that is in a minute. But this Tina Nimmo, she walks up the road. She has whether it's a script or what, I don't know, paperwork in her hand, and she must inform the actors out on the road around his body that it's time for the bus to move back to let the armed response unit move in. Because then Tina Nimmo walks back down the road out of sight, and the bus reverses. The police armed response unit, which takes 20 minutes from their average response time in London, is 4 minutes. But today, on the 22nd of May, they took 20 minutes to arrive there. Armed response unit turns up. That's the reason if the bus had to reverse for that reason, but that's not the only reason. But had it not, the armed response unit would have rammed up his arse. Right. So inexplicably, this bus takes on itself to then reverse. The armed response unit comes in. 3 policemen get out. Bang, bang, bang. Shoot Michael Adebolajo. All the time we've got Michael Adebolajo, the quiet one, standing on the pavement with his gun pointed at these 3 policemen who were concentrating on Adebolajo. They could have shot him any amount of times, but he didn't. Police see him, bang, 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 shoot him. All the time this is going on, Tina Nimmo has one arm out of her jacket, and she's on the phone to someone about 10 foot away from where they're shooting. Now, if someone starts shooting people in front of me, left, right, and centre, I'm fucking out of there, mate. But let's say Tina Nimmo's this brave pub landlady who's on the phone with one arm mysteriously out of her jacket sleeve, dropping weapons. Now, you know she's dropping weapons because not only can you see that on the video, although it's quite hard to pick up, you can then trace them by the scene of crime where they've sort of put plastic sheeting over all the weapons, Okay. And the 2 Michaels never got anywhere near them, but it's the exact half circle that Tina Nimmo walked in. And what she does is she then walks up to the police armed response unit, BMW it is, does something in the back, and then sprints up the road. She then comes back into sight on the other side of the road, underneath the tree where the 2 Michaels originally run at the police from, and can see her beckoning the people to come forward. And suddenly there's a big surge of people come running forward. All right? And this is what is their photo opportunity, if you like, to take their films of the armed response unit working on these 2 people they've just shot and whatnot. Never mind that up the road there's a body, and they don't know whether this Lee Rigby is dead or alive. There's no way they can have known that, even through radio, but they don't worry about Lee Rigby laying in the road. They worry about these 2 people they've just shot. Now, between 1995 and 2013, there's been 33 people shot by police in this country, and 33 out of 33 have been shot dead. No, none lived to tell the tale, all right? Okay. 100% record, if you like, except on the 22nd of May when they shoot 2 people, one of them 4 times from close range, who both, one leaves hospital 6 days later, the other one leaves hospital 8 days later. That's by the by. Anyway, Tina Nimmo, you can see her beckon these people from underneath the tree over, and they come running forward and they take the films. This is just before the normal police arrive, right, who then pick them back again. In the meantime, the bus reverses even further, and I couldn't figure out at first why this was. Why did the bus sort of reverse? We were obvious to let the armed response unit in, but why did he reverse again? But it then becomes clear that there's like a people crossing, a pelican crossing, we call them over here, and it has railings either side. And where the bus is parked, once he's moved back the first time, no one can get on the bus because the railings are there. Do you understand?
Right.
So he has to pull back to where the opening is on the crossing. Because when the armed police turned up, the ordinary police turn up and tell everyone who's filming and whatnot to get back, meaning photo session done. So I should have said there's two people who, when Tina Nimmo calls them forward, there was two security or plainclothes police, MI5, whatever they are, in with this crowd, who immediately go to Tina Nimmo under the tree. One of them, a black fella, then shoots up the road, and it turns out he's gone to where Lee Rigby's body is, because they had two security chaps minding the body, but there's still people who was coming forward, you see. Right. So Tina Nimmo must have said to him, clear them people away from the body, because obviously the body hadn't been beheaded and whatnot. Right. And then Tina Nimmo and this other fellow in the grey hoodie, they walk up there, and exactly where they're walking would be where this blood trail later appeared. So straight away, you've got the case of the police destroying a so-called crime scene. But anyway, the second hoodie fella who Tina Nimmo spoke to, his job is when the normal police arrive and they push everybody back, get back, and stop the filming. While that's going on in that confusion, and the paramedics turning up and whatnot, the second grey hoodie who Tina Nimmo spoke to, he ushers 10 or 15 people down into this bus. And you see him, and he walks down, and he ushers them with a uniformed police officer as well. Okay, and they get on the bus. Hence, that's why the bus moved the second time, so people could access it easy. Because where we parked the first time, there was a railing in front of the door. You see, so people get onto the bus, and well, the police officer getting everybody back. The paramedics come, have pulled up, but instead of intervening, I say, no, we'll take over, because the armed police squad are working on these two fellas who they've just shot, but the paramedics turn up, and obviously armed police officers know better, because they don't attempt to take over. Okay. But in the meantime, a uniformed policeman walks over to the bus specifically, and this is on the video, specifically to talk to this fella who ushered these 10 or 15 people onto the bus, these 10 or 15 extras. The fella in the grey hoodie who he speaks to then walks across the road, picks up the paramedic bag without the paramedics or the armed police who are still working on Michael Azerbalajo saying a word to him, picks something out of the bag and hands it to the armed response armed response officer working on Michael Azerbalajo. He then puts the bag down, walks away, takes about 2 or 3 steps, bends down, picks something up. So this is twice now he's interfered with a scene of crime. Right. And then walks up the road. And that is indisputable, Dave. It is indisputable. I say you have all the stills from the video, or you can watch the video, which is on WikiLeaks. I've left a link to that. Okay. You can watch it for yourself. If don't take my word for it. This is there. If you look, and I say I've taken the stills off the video and blown them up for the article. Call the Drummer Man on my site www.chrisspivey.co.uk. Now, anyone who can say any different, please do. But that are the facts. And so straight away, you have 2 people, and I say this, there is no way this person cannot be part of the police or security services for the simple fact, not so much even that he's standing in where the blood is, where Lee Rigby's body is supposed to be, the fact that the uniform officer walks over to him specifically to tell him something, he then walks over, picks up the paramedic's bag, he's got no identification on him, he's just in plain clothes, but the paramedics don't object. I say, what's your fucking game or anything? Neither does the armed response unit still working on on Michael Azerbalajo. Goes in this bag, hands something to the uniformed officer, walks off, bends down, picks something up, and then walks off up the road. He has to be part of the police. Has to be. Therefore, twice he's interfered with a crime scene. Each one of them carries a 7-year prison sentence.
And just walks away scot-free there.
Sorry?
And he just walks away scot-free as if nothing
happened. And then that's it. The video ends, and you don't see what happens after that.
Incredible.
But the reason I say I couldn't figure out at first why they'd mentioned this, and Tina Nimmo was I thought she was only mentioned in one article, but I did have another one sent to me the other day. But she was mentioned early on in these two articles. Now, all it said was Tina Nimmo, pub landlady, doesn't want to talk about it, but her husband Peter says that she's very shaken up. And you look at the picture, and it's about 4 or 5 people around the body of Lee Rigby. And any one of them could have been Tina Nimmo. You wouldn't know, apart from they put a little picture of her face inset in this photo,
Right.
And you think, well, why the fuck did she? She don't want to speak about it, and that she doesn't look to be open. She could be any fucking body, Why? And I think the reason that she was mentioned early on is if it all went tits up and people didn't buy into the story, she'd be there. She'd be able to give it credibility, And I believe that's the only reason they mentioned her. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known her name, I say, because she could be anybody. Now, three women who supposedly are up for medals, praised by our Prime Minister, the wanker, don't deserve medals. Let's put it that way. You deserve a medal for doing something brave and something honourable, but what these women are, they're three lying bitches. And I put, once again, in the Drummer Man, I prove beyond all doubt that they are lying bitches. Government plants take no notice whatsoever. And if they get a medal, that would be the one of the biggest injustices in British history. But straight away, there was an agenda. Within 2 hours before Rigby had even been identified, and these two jokers who supposedly beheaded him had no way of knowing that he was a soldier. Yeah, within 2 hours, we was being told that it was a targeted terrorist attack that beheaded this soldier on the streets of London, which it was total bollocks. David Cameron cut short his trip. He was in France. He cut short his trip to come home to chair this meeting of Cobra. Before 22nd of May this year, I don't think there was anybody in the country who had heard of Cobra. But this crisis management. So David Cameron, cut his trip short. Ed Miliband, and the shadow Prime Minister, he was in Germany. He cut his German trip short. Why the fuck did he cut his German trip short? Someone had been murdered. That they knew nothing more at this time. Okay, the Queen was being informed. We had Obama sending messages of condolence, to the British people and whatnot for this nasty terrorist attack, and it was all fucking bollocks. But straight away, people think it's a terrorist attack now, and they've got it in their fucking heads that it's a terrorist attack, and they've got it in their heads that Lee Rigby was beheaded. Neither was true. In fact, I think you'll find that neither of the Michaels have been charged under the Terrorism Act, and even more laughable is that Michael Adebolajo, the one who charged at that police, he throws his knife away as he charges at the police. The police presumably shoot him twice, and he's up for attempted murder of 2 policemen, as well as the murder of Lee Rigby. Whereas Michael Adebolajo, the quiet one, who walked down the road, pointing the gun all the fucking time at these police officers, could have shot them 50 times each, he's not charged with attempted murder. Now, you go figure that one out, mate, because I fucking can't.
We're coming up on another break here, and after the break, for the U.S. Listeners, you've done extensive work on the Boston bombing and that, and I want to get into that for some of the listeners in the U.S. because it's a similar situation, basically false flag stuff, and I really want to get your take on that. So we'll be back in just a moment. We are back again on Conspiracy This Week, coming in with the last segment of the show, and we have a fabulous guest, Mr. Chris Spivey, and he's been enlightening us about several false flags. And before the break, I had asked him to get into the Boston bombing, and he's done extensive work, and you can visit his website, chrisspivey.co.uk, to get additional information. So, Chris, can you give us a Reader's Digest of what happened that day in Boston?
Yeah, I covered the events of that day in a major article called "The Camera Never Lies," and as the title suggests, the camera never lies. There is an awful lot of photographs on there to back up what I say about how it happened. What really got me was the way that these people, they became, the so-called victims became millionaires overnight. And I've actually, I just released another article because I see that Jeff Bauman, the fellow who's allegedly lost his legs in the blast, has changed his tune quite considerably to what he said originally. And the only reason this can be is because people are cottoning on to what people like myself and others are saying about this Boston bomb, a load of old bollocks. Now, what really caught my eye was the Corcoran family, Sydney and Celeste in particular. Sydney being she was 17 at the time, she was 18 while she was in hospital after this bomb blast.
Okay.
And Celeste being the mother, who allegedly lost both her legs as well,
right.
Or had both her legs amputated as a result. Now, I saw a CNN video of the dad, Kevin Corcoran, saying about what happened, because he was there that day as well. And I thought, this fella's like, he's having a fucking laugh. He was breaking down in tears without a tear in sight. And he was so insincere, it was quite stomach churning. But what he said was that he was standing with his wife, Celeste, and his daughter, Sydney, and the bomb went off. He said, at first, I didn't know, I didn't realise what had happened. But as the smoke cleared, he said, I remember my daughter, Sydney, flying past me, and he sort of spread his arms, like in a crucifixion style, to demonstrate how his daughter, Sydney, flew past him. He said, I looked to the ground, and there was my beautiful wife, Celeste, down on the ground. And then I saw her legs, and then, oh my God, and all this bollocks. So you take that evidence straight from the start. So you got this bomb. He said that his wife Celeste took the main brunt of it, which mangled the leg so much that she had to have them amputated. His daughter Sydney flew 20 foot through the air, at least at 4 foot high, because she cleared the railings and ended up round the corner. He, meanwhile, escaped uninjured. His daughter Sydney, who had flown 20 foot through the air, over a fence around the corner, allegedly had a severed femoral artery, which, unless you get expert medical attention, within 2 minutes you die.
Right.
The papers also went on to say that her foot was that badly damaged that it was practically hollow. And I say all this is all from the mainstream media. I don't rely on hearsay or anything like that, Dave. I take all my stuff from the mainstream media, right, that people rely on so much. This was from the mainstream media saying her foot was hollow, practically hollow. She'd lost a lot of bones and whatnot. Severed femoral artery. If you don't get expert attention, you die within 2 minutes. Yet the dad, who was standing with them, stayed upright and received minor scratches. So straight away you think, oh, that's fucking bollocks, isn't it? How the fuck does that come about? So then you have a look. Take Sidney Corcoran. You look at the photos of Sidney Corcoran on the ground, and you have this stranger, Smith, I think his name was, quite aptly, treating this severed femoral artery, while a paramedic is leaning over him, taking a pulse, but not timing it on anything. Now, you take a pulse to see whether there is a pulse, which right, obviously Sidney Corcoran had because she was alive and talking. Right. So it could only be to see, how she was doing, sort of thing. With which she then, and I've confirmed this with nurses, the only way you can do that is by timing it, timing the beats per minute, right, the pulse per minute. And she's not timing it on. So what she's doing there is a totally pointless exercise. She's doing, paramedic top on and all that. Yeah, she's doing this pointless exercise, taking the pulse from Sidney Corcoran. Well, she's letting a stranger treat a severed femoral artery. And you think, oh, how can that be fucking right? All right, you go along with it, just for the sake of it. Right. 2 days later, she's standing up looking out the window. No crutches, no fuck all made up. So you're telling me you recovered 2 days after you've had a severed femoral artery, you got a hollow fucking foot, and 2 days later you're right as rain. It's
and
bollocks.
You're ready to go dancing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it don't make sense. So then you look at Celeste, the mother who allegedly had both of her legs amputated. Well, you track back on the photos, you can see. We're told it's her husband, Kevin, but he has dark sunglasses on and a hat pulled down over his eyes. And as close as I can get the photographs to him, it could be any fucker, you know. But we're supposed to believe it was her husband, Kevin Corcoran. Whoever it is, you see him lowering her into position beforehand. And you got Jeff Bauman right next to him. Now, I'm just about to do an article on this because of these new revelations by Jeff Bauman. I say because he's totally changed his story since. You know, he literally straight away he gave the FBI a description of I'm not even going to try and say the terrorist or the alleged terrorist's name. You know, and said that he stuck out because he had dark glasses on and a hoodie on. You know, well, you look at the photos and every bastard's got dark glasses and a hoodie on because they're all members of the security services.
Exactly.
But anyway, I say I'm about to do a new article because he's changed his story so much, and I'm going to expose him. I mean, now he's saying that for the first couple of weeks he was in agony because of burns on his back. Well, I've close-up photos of his back and there's not a mark on his shirt, so how he had burns on his back, I don't fucking know. Now, his partner in crime, Carlos the Cowboy, shall we say, he said that his story is that he came running across the street, jumped the picket fence, and he saw that Jeff Bauman was on fire, and when he says this on video, he points to his shoulder, his chest, shoulder area. He said, you know, Jeff Bauman was on fire, and then beats his chest,
okay.
You know, to demonstrate that he's putting out the fire. So now we've got a case where Jeff Bauman was on fire on his front, and he's got serious burns that caused him agony on his back, although his shirt tells us a different tale. But then when you trace the photos back, you see that there's pictures there of Carlos with his, you know, he's taken his hat off, obviously a hot day and whatnot, leaning against the picket fence.
Right. Well,
Jeff Bauman supposedly burning away nicely, you know. Then, so away, you've got a lie there. Carlos the Cowboy didn't put him out because, fuck me, he's standing there watching the fucking action over the picket fence like a neighbour talking, you know, gossiping and whatnot. So that is bollocks, and I say the photo evidence proves that that's bollocks. Then you've got photos immediately afterwards of Jeff Bauman in hospital. Where's he laying? You know, he's smiling and he's happy. Laying on his fucking back. Yeah, he's got these severe burns on his back. Have you ever heard of a burns victim being, you know, wearing a hospital gown and laying on a hospital bed on these burns?
Not at all.
I fucking haven't.
No.
But, you know, we're told this is true. And then Jeff Bauman then says his hearing's fucked. His eardrum, his right ear was destroyed, and he has a big hole in his eardrum in the left hand side. Can't hear a fucking thing, right? Fuck me, that is in an interview, or the transcript of an interview that he did with an American mainstream journalist. Never once does he say, what? Sorry? Pardon? Huh? Do you know? Now, when we were talking beforehand, before we started talking in seriousness, I was saying to you, I can't hear you very well, you know, because I'm a little bit deaf.
Right.
So quite how the fuck this man who's got no hearing in his right ear, a big hole in his eardrum in the left ear, can hear a journalist talking to him? I've got no fucking idea whatsoever, Dave, do you know?
Right.
But they cannot see the inconsistencies in the same article. I say in this article where he's talking to this journalist, and not saying, "Hey, what? Pardon? Can't hear you." He's describing how bad his hearing is, and he can't hear it. You know, and you think, fuck it. And by his own admission, he's had $3.8 million come in just since the Boston bomb. That's not a bad little earner, by any account. People say, oh, but he lost his fucking legs. If he lost his fucking legs in that bomb, or that alleged bomb, mate, then I will cut my own legs off, because I'm fucking telling you now that is bollocks. Right? The whole thing about it is wrong. For a start, you've got people with minor injuries being stretchered out of there with oxygen masks on and whatnot. You know, no blood in sight, nothing. Right. And yet he's wheeled down the fucking road with his fucking pipe showing out the bottom of his fucking leg after you've seen the person put these false stumps on. And people are sending the cunt money. Right. Fucking $3.8 million fucking dollars. Incredible. And the cunt is laughing at them. Right. You know, and I just think, well, you read the comments on it, oh, you're a national hero, you're a national fuck. Hey, you fuck, you're a fucking disgrace to humanity, mate. Right. No legs or no fucking legs. I'll tell you that now. If that cunt lost his fucking legs in that Boston bomb, I'll cut my own fucking legs off. I'll tell you that now, because it didn't fucking happen. No chance.
But for me, it's incredible that the bomb, the way it was. I mean, this fucking pressure cooker bomb there. I mean,
pressure cooker bomb.
Look at the devastation this thing did. I mean, like you could have I don't know 3, 4, 5 hand fucking grenades going, and it wouldn't cause this kind of devastation. I don't think. I mean.
Well, we talk about the devastation. No, it was quite near a picket fence. Right. And years ago, I was in the building trade, Dave. Okay. And I used to use these picket fences to, you know, if we'd done an excavation that'd be left overnight, we used to put these picket fences up. Right. And they have a mind of their own, I can tell you that. You start winding them up, rolling them up, and they go every fucking where. Because what happens, the pickets come out the wire. Right. You know, the sticks, they come out the wire that they're encased in, and oh mate, they can be a nightmare. Right? They're very flimsy. You could you know, lean one up against the wall and just sort of put your foot against it, and it'd break. Right. Yeah, this bomb went off nearer to the picket fence than it did the shops. Yet there's no holes in the picket fence. Okay, but the window of the shop smashed or shattered, but shattered outwards. Right. Now, as far as I'm aware, when a bomb goes off, the force of that bomb goes outwards, so the glass should have shattered inwards. Exactly. But it doesn't. It shatters outwards. Not just, you know, they can't even say, well, it must have shattered and then fell out, because there's great big shards of it. So, you know, to try and say, oh, well, it shattered and then just dropped forward is bollocks. I say, great big shards of it. How did it blow outwards? It doesn't make sense. And I say, you've got this bomb that's taken Celestine's legs off, or caused her to have her amputated. And Jeff Bowman's had his legs blown off. I think I read somewhere that it was either 12 or 17 people altogether had amputations. You'd be hard-pressed to find 17 people who was injured, to be honest. Right. But 179, I think the total was in the end, incidentally. But 12 or 17 people had amputations, depending on which paper you believe. Right. Yeah, it couldn't even blow a hole in a fucking picket fence. Right. You know, and people who had their legs blown off, i.e. Jeff Bowman, had people like Michael Kokoran standing right next to him, who's unscathed. That's some fucking powerful bomb, mate. You know, that he's able to discern who it injures and who it doesn't. Right. But once again, straight away, you have this Carlos the Cowboy. I don't know how much he's paid or how much he's earned since this thing, but it seems to be a Jeff and Carlos double show. You know, they seem to have teamed up together. But straight away, he's telling you that it's. But I see you improvised whatever they go on by the roadside in Iraq. Right. And he's telling you how the bomb went over and up. And you think, well, how the fuck do you know? But straight away, classic sign of explaining away like they did on 9/11. If you remember when the early reports, you had an eyewitness saying that they came down, the weight of the floors, Concertina did. Do you remember?
Right.
Within half an hour of it coming down, and this is just a witness explaining how things work, just to put it in, get the idea going in people's heads. Same with this Carlos and Dodoni, whatever his fucking name is, Carlos the Cowboy.
Right.
Telling that is an improvised bomb, how it works, how it travels, and how it shattered the windows. In the meantime, it's quite obvious that it's been filmed in front of a green screen because there's a bit of wind going on, and the scenery in the background is blowing. But we'll ignore that. But I say, it's just bollocks. Absolute fucking crap, mate. I mean, why didn't the ambulances go to the victims? Why did they have to wheel them down the road? Right. And that's another thing that I noticed yesterday on a video. One of them's being wheeled up the fucking road towards the bombs instead of wheeled away from the action. Right. I've just caught that. And that is the woman actually who wears the blue anorak, who ends up in front of the fence that surrounds the the area where the main bomb, the first bomb went off. If you look, you can track her. She was sort of like in a directional line, probably about central to the shop. But after the bomb went off, while the smoke's clearing, she's moved herself into the corner. And then you see her being wheeled away in a wheelchair. Only thing is, she's being wheeled up the fucking road instead of down the road. Which I say, but why? Why didn't they bring the ambulance in? Well, it's fucking photo opportunity, isn't it? And this is why you got the old bollocks of people, with superficial injuries being strapped onto stretchers, whereas as Jeff Bauman, who's lost both his fucking legs, is being wheeled down. Even that, you watch the video of that action, you can trace him on video, and something fucking falls off. His fucking leg falls off. His false stump falls off, because they have to stop and pick it up. True. And that's why you see the policeman or the alleged policeman sort of holding on to his leg in that famous photograph, He's holding his fucking false stump on, that's why. And it's laughable. But once again, I'm getting criticised for it, How can you say this? You wouldn't say this to their face. You wouldn't say this to their... I'll tell you what, if they want to pay for me to fly to America, I would fucking love to, mate. I would fucking love to confront these people, because they're fucking wankers, mate. They're taking everyone for a fucking mug, and not only that, they're furthering a government agenda, an agenda that will see us all fucking killed, mate. They're scum.
This is incredible. What about the two, the Joker and the other guy? What do we know about them? The situation, obviously, with the guy being found in the boat.
Well, they've just released the photos of when he got out of the boat, haven't they? Which I'll be quite honest, because I've been so busy and whatnot. I have got them, but I haven't had time to look at them. Okay. Although I understand they're plainly false. I think, if I'm correct, we're meant to believe that a policeman released them after this fella was on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Right. Exactly. And he felt that they were glorifying him or whatever. So he's released these photographs, and he's been suspended or put on desk fucking duties or some old bollocks. But straight away, you know that it's just a ruse to get the photos out into the public. Right. Nothing else. Nothing. I mean, what kind of fella risks his fucking career with these obviously fake photographs? To get released just because the fella's on the cover of the Rolling Stone. It's all part of the act, Dave. It's all part of the act. Pull people in. Yeah, that sounds credible. Let's go with that. And that's all it is. I mean, allegedly, wasn't he shot in the throat and couldn't speak and was never likely to speak again? But 2 days later, he was.
Exactly. But I think it's all just a way of obviously putting in the minds of people that you can get hit anywhere. You can go to your local marathon. You can anywhere that you are. You go to work one day and you got to be aware, because the terrorists are everywhere. So it's a feeding machine for the war machine. To keep that going, and obviously we know who's funding that kind of shit. It's just incredible that people buy it, though.
It is, and we've had this situation over here now. The security services have been awarded their new allowance, which is 3 times over the rate of inflation. Just and they're using the Woolwich incident to justify it, you know. Right. And there is no justification, because I tell you now, once again, the Woolwich incident was fucking fake. Anybody doesn't like that, do the fucking research like I have, read the fucking article properly like I have, and then come back and call me a cunt. You know? and until they do that, I don't want to hear from these people. You know, you're fucking stupid, mate. I don't want to hear from them. And until they do the research or read and they see it from both fucking sides, I'm not interested in what they say. They can call me a cunt all day long. Do you think that bothers me? That bothers me not one iota, mate. Not one iota, because I know who the real cunts are. So, but anyway, you know, we've got, just on the strength of this Woolwich hoax, which is a hoax, 3 times the rate of inflation. Yeah, we've got kids having to survive on jam sandwiches, and people cutting their, you know, their throats because they're having their benefits slashed over this new ridiculous bedroom tax. And you know, the unemployed, in this country, according to the mainstream, if you're unemployed, mate, you're worse than a Romanian gypsy. You know, you are the lowest of the low, and it's all bollocks. In the meantime, we've got our Secretary of State, fucking William fucking Hague, going out and bragging about how he's choosing £200 bottles of wines for his fucking dinner that we're paying for. Well, we've got kids eating fucking jam sandwiches. Do you know? And they're taking a vote. Are they going to have a £10,000 fucking wage increase or a £20,000? Are these fucking wankers for fucking real? Who do they think they fucking are, mate? Do you know? And with kids eating fucking jam sandwiches in the country.
You know, when you see these people, obviously the politicians, we know what they're all about. They're all fuckwads. They're all in it for the money. I mean, who the hell is going to take a job like that? Giving up, for example, like a Romney giving up $20 million salary a year. Who's going to fork all kinds of cash in that unless there's a payola on the other side? These guys are fucking businessmen.
Look at Tony Blair. The Tony Blair fucking psychopath, mate. Absolute psychopath. He was in the paper there the other day. He's just sold his son's house. Well, I thought it was his fucking son's house. Why has he sold it? He's just sold it for so fucking many million and made so many millions on it. And he's got, you know, houses and whatnot. His property's worth just his property alone worth over 20 million.
Right.
And then you know, the one of these lucrative tours that are earning them so many fucking million. And what did Tony Blair do? What the fuck did he do? Apart from get caught in the public toilets, fucking showing his cock off. Nothing, mate. Absolutely nothing. Destroyed the fucking country. But once again, like Cameron, he can't part. Used to be that they used to blackmail, compromise the world leaders, didn't they? And have to do it that way. Nowadays, they don't even bother with that. They catch them from a young age, and then they're fast-tracked, like Tony Blair and Cameron have been, into, you know, the top jobs, so to speak.
Right.
No one knows nothing about Cameron, really, prior to him becoming the leader. Well, then the leader of the opposition, and then Prime Minister. Same with Tony Blair. No one knows nothing about him. Although, you know, you get little snippets like Tony Blair. You know, his nickname at school was Miranda because he used to fucking dress up, and he used to hang on to paedophile teachers every fucking word. You know, but they were. This is what holds them together. You know, this sort of depravity and whatnot. I say once again, don't take my word for it. It's all on my site, all documented. The disproportionate number of MPs who have been caught interfering with children and whatnot. You know, and highly disproportionate. And that's just the ones that have been caught because they are all in it together.
Right.
You know, and this is what keeps them. So it's an exclusive club, mate. An exclusive club. In the meantime, they're dipping into the gravy train. Everything they find, everything catered for. You know, even their TV license. Well, we have these people feeding their kids jam sandwiches because that's all they can afford, having to buy their own. And if they don't buy their own TV license, we're in court. Yet we pay these cunts who are earning £140,000 a year plus. And we pay their TV license and their fucking mortgages, and we've got a homeless crisis in this country. Are they for fucking real?
Well, it's the haves and the have-nots. I mean, that's the way the system is running. It's absolutely incredible that there aren't more people.
What is incredible, Dave? What is incredible is that people are so fucking stupid that they can't see what's going on. Right. They can't until it actually comes into their living room, affects them, slaps them in their fucking face, and say, "Look, have a look at this." They cannot see what is going on, or if they can see, they don't care. I'm all right, Jack. It's not bothering me. I'm still all right. But sooner or later, it's going to come to them as well. Right. But by that time, it'll be too fucking late, mate.
Incredible. This has been a fascinating interview, Chris. You're a fascinating guy, and I'm coming to the end of the program. I want to make sure that before we do end the program, you can give a plug for your website again. And when are you going to be writing a book? I mean, this is something that you should be getting around to there.
Well, people have said this to me as well. I have to do. I run my web. I mean, I have my Carl who originally set the site up, and Carl is a fantastic computer genius. He takes care of things like the comments on the websites and my forum on the website. But all the writing and research is just done by myself. When you got 500,000 people every month reading your stuff, you can't afford to fuck up. So it's researched properly and whatnot. Anything that I write, that I put my name to, is correct. And all that takes all my time up, really. You know, Dave, I'd love to write a book. I could write 15 books. Just time, I just haven't got it, mate.
Okay. Well, maybe we're going to see you up on David Icke's TV broadcast. That's what I want.
Well, like I say, everyone's saying looking forward to it, but they have to ask, really, don't they? Right. And saying no one's made any approaches, so until that happens.
We can, anybody who's listening here, we can put in a good word for Chris. There's a lot of ways to do it.
Time is the problem. There's just never enough hours in the day, Dave. Right. I mean, I've got things started, major articles started about Princess Diana's death, 50,000 words already, and I'm not halfway through it.
Wow,
but I showed that 7 or 8 months ago, right, because I just don't have time to continue with it. You know, if the website isn't continually updated, and what you're going to lose the traffic, and then what is the point of it if no one's reading what you got? So it's in this fickle world. It's important to keep the site updated, and just doing that and writing the odd article sort of boredom fills my time, you know.
Awesome stuff, Chris. ChrisSpivey.co.uk. I invite everybody to go check him out. It's unbelievable stuff. You're going to pour through his website, and you better put the coffee on because.
Can I just add to that, Dave?
Yes, go ahead.
It's all sourced, and it's all sourced from the mainstream media that the people love so much. You know, I'm not asking anyone to just take my word for it. It is all sourced, and it's sourced from the mainstream media. And we know if it's in the mainstream media, it must be fucking right, mustn't it?
Fascinating stuff. This has been unbelievable, Chris, and I'd love to have you on the show again. And I might actually book you sooner than later because we only scratched the surface of Mr. Chris Spivey, and you got a wealth of knowledge there, and we can go on and on and on with this. And I'd love to have you back on, man. It's been fucking awesome.
It would be my pleasure, Dave.
Very good. Thanks a lot for joining us on this week. And once again, go visit Chris's website and dig through it. Believe me, it's well worth the time.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much.